Hi guys, I'm Justin, and this presentation today is about John Wooden's book, Leadership Game Plan for Success. Now, before we get serious, I just wanted to let you know about the book and how the book isn't a how-to book, nor does it come with guidelines for being a successful mentor. Rather, John has provided examples of what a mentor does and what it means to be a mentor. Mentoring in John's eyes is about teaching, and if nothing else, John was a teacher first. What he provides in this book are examples of those who taught him and from whom he learned his life lessons and those who he has learned from. I guess most of you guys will know this information anyways, but I thought to start us off today with a little background information about the authors of the book would be grand. Well, John Wooden guided the UCLA Bruins to 10 NCAA basketball championships over a 12-year period, including 4 perfect seasons and an 88-game winning streak. He was named ESPN's greatest coach of the 20th century and voted #1 coach of all time by the Sporting News. Sports Illustrated said it was best when they said, "There's never been a finer man in American sports than John Wooden, or a finer coach." In 2003, John Wooden was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. He is a member of the Basketball Hall of Fame as both a player, class of 1961, and as a coach, class of 1973. He was the first person ever to enshrine both categories. John's co-author, Steve Jamieson, is America's foremost author on the life and philosophy of John Wooden. Mr. Jamieson is a consultant to the UCLA Anderson School of Business John Wooden Global Leadership Program. He has collaborated with Coach Wooden on award-winning PBS presentations as well as several books. Well, that's enough about them for today. I would now like to take you through the meat and potatoes of the book to talk about what I got from it and what I thought was useful. From reading the book, some areas that I found most important are the definitions of success, John's golden rule, his thoughts on teamwork, his pyramid of success, some of his lessons in leadership, and then I'll just take a look back at how I've put it into place in my life. We'll start at success first this morning. Coach Wooden defines success as being a peace of mind that is a direct result of self-satisfaction in knowing you made the effort to become the best you are capable of becoming. This definition of success is assessed by oneself rather than a scoreboard. Thus, for this definition to be successful, one needs to be true to themselves in their goals and their set and their achievements. You are the only person responsible for your success or failure. John's definition is not about winning or losing, it's about being the best you can be. The scoreboard cannot make you a loser when you have done your best. I feel that this is very applicable to everyone in most walks of life. Having this definition rather than a scoreboard-like definition would be very advantageous in the sporting arena. Because sometimes you don't win, but as a team, what you did and what was asked by the coach, you completed, but the other team may have just played a little bit better to get the win. Moving on now, we'll have a look at the golden rule. John's early life experiences helped form his beliefs and ideologies that were to guide him throughout his career. One person John pays tribute to in his book is his father, Joshua Wooden, who he credits as his greatest teacher. The first guiding principle that became known as the Golden Rule, which stated, "Treat others as you would like to be treated," came from his father. This rule became the mainstay of John's leadership, and one that he would continually remind himself of throughout his career. I find the Golden Rule applicable to everyone in every walk of life. It just makes sense to treat people with respect. It's not like it hurts anyone to treat anyone nicely. I would now like to just have a bit of a talk about teamwork. As I read about John's ideas and plans of teamwork, I found myself relating to what he was saying a lot. Being a team rather than leaders and followers is important to me, and it was also important to John. Such ideas of his, like the 10 hands to score a basket, rang very true to me. Playing basketball for most of my life, I can relate to this idea very much. Having someone on your team that believes that only they can win the game is very annoying and unfair on other teammates. John's pyramid of success is amazing. No wonder it took him 14 years to make it and refine it. The pyramid itself outlines 15 personal qualities that are reflected in effective leaders and successful people. John chose a pyramid structure because it provides the best format for highlighting a tiered approach to competitive greatness. Just reading this book has given me an insight into what I would have to do and the steps which I should follow to become a successful leader. The pyramid of success, in my eyes, relies on self-reflection and being true to yourself in this judgment. If you can't be true to yourself about your actions or how well you're completing a task, the pyramid just won't work for you. Being true to yourself will allow you to see where or what you have to concentrate on next in order to continue moving up the pyramid. Having the skill of being truthful to oneself can be a difficult skill to master, but being able to do it will help me work through life successfully. By reading about John's 12 lessons in leadership, I feel like I've set some stepping stones in my life to lead a happy and successful one. Some of the lessons struck home, like lesson number 1 and 5 especially, as the ones I feel I could relate to and use not only as a coach but in everyday life, at home, at the gym, or at my workplace. I felt that I really understood where John was coming from in leadership lesson 1, that being, good values attract good people. Having values such as respect and time for others is always going to attract good people to you. John's leadership lesson 5, to me, can be applied in everyday life. Having a team that wants to work to reach the final goal means a lot to me. As a leader, I would want to strive for this. Getting a team to realize that team comes before me would be one of my major goals as a sports coach. Having a team realize this would benefit them so much, not only in winning games, the level of enjoyment and satisfaction would be immense also. To get the team I coach to share the same beliefs as me, believing that there is more to the game than just the 40 minutes they spend together in between those white lines. Understanding that all the little drills and skills that I would get them to do in practice isn't just for the fun of it, that all the little things, like the drills, make for one big success. All this put simply in John's words, details are like the rivets in the wing of an airplane. Remove enough of them and the wings will fall off. Since reading this book, I've been looking at basketball coaches in a different way, looking at the way they coach, the attitude they have towards the game and their players. Sometimes now, when I see how they react to what's happening on the court, I feel like walking and slapping them on the head with John's book and telling them to read it, so then they can become a better coach and leader, because I feel like basketball coaches have a huge impact on their players, especially the junior ones. In summary to this book, and my reflection of it, John Wooden has opened my eyes vastly to leadership qualities and strategies I could and may implement in my future, no matter what path I choose to take. I feel that this book could be a great tool to use in my future, but right now it has no bearing on my life, as university is my life. This is a good book because it sets the tone one must have in order to be a mentor. You must first define or understand your own core values. You must understand what it is that makes you who you are. Then, and only then, you can be a mentor for someone else. Thank you guys.